So recently, I had the opportunity to go and revisit what I have learned. So here I am presenting. Okay, so today we're going to talk about word inquiry. Word inquiry, the study of English orthography. So this is the title of my journal. So I'm just here to share with you all what I have learned. It's all about scientific investigation. Okay, now can we read this together? This phrase here, the Prince of Wales. Okay, the Prince of Wales.
Just go.
Can someone read this? Can we read this again?
Let's turn.
It is. But then you think about it, and I want you to have that picture in your head. Which one that you want to read out? Do you want to read out? If I read out to you,
Keep on moving.
I want you to guess which one I'm actually reading out. Am I reading
Okay. Alright, so it's clear now.
or am I reading this one? Okay,
Okay, it should be fine.
the Prince of Wales. Okay, which one do you think? The first picture or the second picture? Yeah. No, I read the first one. Okay, I said this one, the Prince of Wales. So, if I was thinking of the first picture. I don't know why you all said the second one. I was thinking of the whale. And he's not much to look at, right? I like Harry. Okay, so what does this mean then? That you can't even guess what phrase that I was going to say. Which means that against everything that we have learned. The English spelling is not meant to represent letter sounds. If it was meant to represent letter sounds, why do we still have this confusion? What is she referring to? Right? You all thought that it was the Prince of Wales as in Prince Charles, but I was actually thinking about those ugly little pictures. Okay, so like so you're like, oh, so you see this example of what? They say, oh, but to ask me like, hour, oh, hour, right? But because OUGH also says, oh, so how can you say that English spelling is meant to represent sounds when it can't represent sound only? Okay, so English spelling, now I want you to have this in mind. English spelling is not meant to represent the letter sound. So what does it mean now? That means that the primary job of spelling is not sound, but is to represent meaning. So spelling represents meaning. I don't have a marker now, but I'm just going to say it out. How many spelling of this word? I'm going to say a word, and I want you to tell me the spelling. I cannot write it out. How many ways to spell this word? Road. Road. So the first spelling, when we think about road, we think of R-O-A-D. What else? R-O-D. Sorry? R-O-D. That's roads, right? On road. R-O-D. R-O-A-D, road, as in the road. What else? R-O-D-E. R-O-D-E, yes. What else? R-O-W-E. Yes, R-O-W-E-D. And the island in America?
Rhode Island.
R-H-O-D-E. Yes, R-H-O-D-E. So when I say the word road, and you think about your spelling to your kids. Okay, everybody, spell road. Then somebody will spell R-O-W-E-D. O-W haven't learned yet, huh? O-W haven't learned yet. What? Road. Road, first sound, road. R-O-W. And the kid went R-O-O-W, and then E-D is dumb, right? So R-O-W. No, not this one. What happens? Then you end up telling the kid, right? Road, you know, the car on the road, that one. Okay, first sound. So, can we blame them that they're confused? Because the fact is that spelling was not meant to represent sound in the first place. So, brings us into my topic. Before we go into this, I want to define what word family means. Think about a picture of you and your family. Currently, word family we understand as cat, mat, bat, rat, that, word family, right? But how can they be called families? Are they related? Is rat and mat related? Is dat and rat related? Family is your mother, father, sister, grandmother, grandfather, one, right? And then you're telling the kid, that one called word family. That one called pattern. They say pattern, alright? So word family needs to be related. Just like you, your father, your mother, you all are related. You all need to look alike. So if you explain to the kid this way, it's very visual already because it's something they are using what you learned, tying up with their experience, right? And we know that kids learn best that way, to tie it up to the experience. That's why when we give a word, we give it in a context so they can understand. So now, what are word family? First thing, they must look like base word. Okay? Look like, somehow, look like. But not enough, huh? Look like not enough. I can look. People always say my face look like a lot of people. But are they my family? No, right? They must have related meanings. Okay, I hope you can see this. This is an example that I usually do in class. I get a circle. I use a balloon so it's colorful. So they think we're going to play balloons. Okay, so we put around a circle like that. Okay, so I have a few cue cards. So I have colorful cards like that. And then I will like throw it all over the table. Throw all over the table. Okay? So, example is here. The word family, the base word here is do. So I have a few words that look like do or similar meaning to do. Okay, so when you word sort, all the words need to be outside the circle. Okay, outside the circle, this can show them what word families are. Okay, those that in the circle is correct. I want you to notice word that's not in the circle. Do. Do, here a female here. Do, dot, dosing, donut. Okay, this activity is very good for younger kids. I don't believe that morphology can only start at upper primary, middle primary. It can start as long as they know some sight words. For example, if they learn the word do, they can read summary, right? Okay, so I'm sure you know the word donut. So we put it all around. You will be very shocked what you might get. So we will put words that are related to the word do. So we have here make. To kids, do also means make, right? Do something. They can do a cake and make a cake. So we put that kind of word together. And then we also have word that has the same, that look like do, but has nothing to do with do, just to prove the case. So we have like donut, dosing, dot, do. As you can see, the words here are very simple. So now they ask them to sort. I have done it in class. I see students putting donut inside there. I see students putting dough inside there, or dots inside there. But you need to be very clear with your kids, two things, before you start the activity. Okay, so you go on the board. Look like the base word. Have related meaning or related meanings. Then you go. So when the child put the word dough in here, what is your correction procedure? You will look at it and say, okay, yes, you are right. Dough does look like do. It does look like do. But are they related in meaning? Can you tell me something about do that is related to the word do? Then they go like, oh no. Very good. Then of course their favorite word, they put donut inside. Do, because he just said look the same. This one they're very good to get. This one they have problem because they're a bit younger. Maybe they're not exposed to words. So I'll go like, okay, donut, you're right. It does look do, D-O. But it doesn't want donut. Has anything to do with the word do. Then they'll be like, oh no. Then you put it outside. Okay, when they are not sure, tell them to put it on the string. Look at the string, right? they're super sure put inside. Okay? Super no, not related to do put inside. Maybe, not sure. Then you put it on the string. Then we can discuss those words. Okay? Some would even put words with the higher order, like maybe the P3 and P4s. They'll put words that have same meaning as do inside also. Then you say, yeah, that's true. Okay? Like the word love and adorable. I also did the word love. So I gave them the word adorable. They put the word adorable inside the circle. Then I asked them, they say, adorable, then adorable. But, okay, so it is related in a way to the word love. But does it look like the word love, adorable? Hey, no, that's outside. So they are not from the word family. So you have to be very clear what word family means to you first before you're going to explain to the kids. Okay, so again, word family look like the base word. Number 2, have meanings that are related. Okay, now, second part. I always believe that because our children, we deal with very big students, we need actions, we need multi-sensory approach to do this with them. Because this is quite a cheap thing for the ESL background. Always use subject-specific word. You decide what you want to use. Not decide lah. Here as well. Okay, so in a word, we must always choose the same word. Not the word ending, word front or that. So we must use specific language. Prefix-based word, suffix. Prefix-based word, suffix. When you want to ask them a question, it's like, what is the base word? Not is the main word. What is the original word? Hey, very confusing, you know, for a student who already have language processing issue, right? Then you keep on changing. One day you call base word, one day you call original word, one day you call main word. It's very confusing for them. So you must use subject-specific words. So we have prefix, root or base word. I'll try to tell what is it here. And suffix. Hand gesture. I feel it's very important. Okay. We need to act, talk. Yeah. Remember meet the parent session. I think it's easy to see. Meet the parent session. My student dad asked me. Just like when I talk to him, just like okay. Any question?
Behavior.
Action packs. You know, she had like, okay, not even didn't put a kid, right? So I was like, action is very important. Then you can get the student attention, right? So that's why the student will pay attention to you if you have a lot of gesture. Same thing here. So I have 2 things. The older one and the younger one, okay? This is not the first one. I give you the older one first. The older one, whenever you talk about prefix, base, and suffix, always have your hand. Okay, so today we are looking at a base word, act today. What happens if you add prefix re? Even they don't understand the word prefix. They get it. What is the prefix in the word react? What's the prefix? Can you tell me the prefix? Can you tell me a prefix? Re. So react, right? Okay, add suffix ION. Then you guys like, okay, suffix. What is a suffix in a base word? Then it's like, oh, ION. Okay, so reaction. So the base word is act. So always have the hand gesture with you. You'll be surprised a lot of children find the word prefix base word. It's quite confusing. Yeah, so you need to have hand gesture with you. Okay, now
The fish word is
so wait, that one. Okay, so base word. So I would say, okay, the base word is one. It's the most important part. So here, okay, act. So the prefix is like your head. If you ever see those nasty cartoons, you can see that it's a dinosaur and then the head is here with a suffix. So you just show them that video and then it's like share. I mean, you can't walk on 4 legs, right? Okay, so reaction. Okay, so reaction. Okay, now spell it. REACTION. So they will have this action to go along. It's okay. P2 Yeah, what about must get up in the chair. Yeah, I try to P3 when you work. You already started. Okay, so reaction. So when you spell, you also let them spell RE. This is to show that they know what is happening. You know our children like go REACTION. They just memorize the whole thing, but that's what we don't want. They already got working memory problem, right? So we want them to break it into smaller pieces. So REACTION. This is to show so that they know what is a prefix, base word, and a suffix. Okay, the reaction. So for now, I think most of y'all will just go with reaction. Okay, so because not everybody can do it. Do it. Okay, so reaction. REACTION. Hey, what about compound word? Compound word is called twin base. So sunglasses, like that. Base and base. Okay, so it's sunglasses, no sunglasses. Because sun is a full word, it's a base word, so no like that. Okay, so compound word, consider a twin base. Two base words come together form one word. So two words come together form one word. Okay, so the sunglasses. So together become sunglasses. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so the hand gesture I have showed you. Now, come to a little bit more detailed things that I want to cover as well. Okay, the third thing I want to cover today is graphing, phoneme, mapping. Okay, it's the way we talk. I just want to, if we can, you might want to change, but if not, that's fine. Just listen for me. In English, we tell students share how to write exact advanced. Then after that, 44 sound. Which student will be letters? It just say got 44 sound. So it doesn't gel up. Okay, so one confusion, okay, but they are too young to actually ask you that question, but it already serves as a confusion for them. Then, if we tell them from the beginning that letters must multitask, you cannot just, you want to spell your thing, you want to put the sound together and write it out. Same thing, everybody needs to multitask here. So all letters needs to multitask, must multitask. You cannot just say one sound. No letter just say one sound, okay? So most of the time, letters have more than one sound. So we don't go say like snakes. What's the sound for? What does the sound S make? Then they don't know, right? S can only make one sound. So we tell them, then you already build this mindset that S is one sound, A is L is E. So from the beginning of the story, one letter means one sound. So we can say that the letter S says, but I don't need to confuse them. Don't go and tell them says when you haven't learned, when you haven't teach S says in the middle of 2 hours. Don't tell them that. We want to do each letter learning. So the letters can say that's right. It says, okay, it can say other sounds too. So we will talk about it when we see them. Okay, so not to overload them, but you give them possibility. They know that one day when I come across a word, I will know that S is there other things too. I don't want this. You know, like music. One day they're going to discover that music. Then respelling spell with Z. Can't really blame them because that's what they hear. So it also helps with the correction procedure later. Okay, so what are we gonna? So the fourth thing that I want to do is what my topic is about. So it's the background already. So word inquiry. So word inquiry, they are using the principle of scientific inquiry as the basis of the word level literacy. Okay, so two features. You need to come up with a hypothesis, means guess first. Guess first. I will show you how this is done later. And then you need to prove it. If you cannot prove it, you cannot say that this is a suffix, that is a prefix, this is the base word. So once you see a word, you need to come up with a guess and then prove it. Now, how is this done? Okay, so this one is will refer back to this later. But the first thing I'm going to do now is to the light blue one. Ask, hypothesize, and test. Okay. Concentrate. Then we think, okay, what would be the base word in concentrate? Okay. As students, they often give me scent because they recognize this, they recognize rate. So concentrate. And they can tell me like concentrate means like 100, right? Like century, centipede. So we know that cent means like 100. 100 cents equals to $1. Then you're like, okay, so it does look like the word cent. How about the meaning wise? Do they have related meaning? Then they say, yeah, when you concentrate means you 100% focusing. Okay, yeah, makes sense. I will accept that. Now, that was the hypothesis, right? So we already guessed. We guessed that the center is 100% focus. Okay, then we need to prove it. How do we prove it? Firstly, this one very easy to prove. You will ask them, what is the prefix here? The con. Very good. Let's prove that con is a prefix. They will say like contract, conjunction, all that. Okay, fine. Then we cut here. Then we're going to left it. So this is the base word that is rate. Okay. How many words that you can think of with rate? Rate. So I will think of like I found a few on the internet that spelled with rate. Pirate, prorated, crate, castrate. Okay, now the thing about this is that I have a marker, but I just want to show. Okay. So if I use the word crate, C-R-A-T-E, if you are telling me that rate is a suffix, means that I have to, when I remove rate, I can make meaning out of this because we know that morphology is about the smallest meaningful unit in the word, right? Does C have meaning? No, C doesn't have meaning. Okay, so which proves that the word rate is not a suffix. It's not a suffix. So we look at it again. So that's how we come to this. Okay, so your guessing on your hypothesis is not correct. Let's look at this word again. Let's look at it. Before I tell you what is a base word, right? We need to understand this a little bit. You know you all know it's a different spelling. You know why the American spelling is different, right? Because they are usually a bunch of people who doesn't want to memorize, don't want to like have too many ambiguous sounds. Okay, American spelling tend to omit the chiness, like favor. They don't want to spell O-U-R, they want to spell O-R because O-R is so they don't want to like confuse things, make things more confusing for them. And Americans are very known for this. They like to simplify stuff. That's why they're very simplified. So, the true spelling, okay, the spelling that we use to follow the physics, right? It should be the T-R-E. And it's spelled T-R-E for a reason. Because it is the true root word. Okay. Get up. That's why central is found this way, right? Central. It's not this for a reason because suffix. What's the suffix in AL? Yeah. So you already know, right? Now I tell you. Central is actually center plus AL. Not Iru, right? Not Iru at AL. So we should be spelling this in the first place. Actually concentrate. The root word, the base word is actually center. Because when you concentrate, you're only looking at the center in a way right? So concentrate, the true base word is actually center. And it makes sense because if it is center, what is the suffix here now? 8. Yes. And 8 we know it's a suffix passion plus 80. Passionate, right? So 80, and if the child is not sure, you can show them a few words to prove. passionate, mandate, excruciate, navigate. So we can prove that ate is a true suffix. So this hypothesis works because con, I can prove already. Conjunction, continuity, converse. Center, it makes sense. But what happened to the E? Drop E rule. Why? Because AT is a vowel suffix. Bopian, you have to drop it. Right? That's how you get concentrate. So now this hypothesis works. Okay, so what you do now? So, right? So this works. So you take this paper, write CON, put under prefix. Okay? It's not CON. Okay? Okay? And then you see AT, you put under suffix. And then your board, you should have like a 3-column thing, and then proven base word, you put in the middle. So the child, we need it, you know. So as time goes by, every time a child asks you about a word, you just keep doing this. So you will build up their knowledge of prefixes through recognition. They come to tell you, okay, pre is a suffix, con is a pre is a prefix, con is a prefix, so they will know. It's just like a visual reminder. Also like to show that in progress. Okay, so it will accumulate not only their class but other classes as well. Here's something that okay, so what did I just do? Okay, what does the word mean? So first thing I thought about the word concentrate, right? 100% focus. Okay, so I thought about it. Then after that, how is it built? That's when you tell the student, oh, okay, what is this a prefix? Oh, con. What is this a suffix? Rate. Even though it's wrong, never mind, put up first. Okay, then you prove to that, then you put up. Okay, what other related words can you think of? Okay, so for example, concentrate, you can tell the concentration, concentrated, when do you use the word. The best thing is to put a word in a sentence, especially for the yes or background who might not know what concentrate is. Okay? And what are the sounds that matter? Okay. So this is one example. So that was the question that came to my head while I was doing that. So let's go back to this. So what I did just now was that we asked, we hypothesize, we test. Okay? We draw a conclusion, and then it became wrong. It wasn't sent. So we think again. So we hypothesize again. Then we test again. And then we draw a conclusion. So if it's correct, very good. You have explained where the word concentrate comes from. And then you practice method by method. Okay? So next time you can get them to start the word concentration because they already know concentrate. So we can start and expand on the word. Okay, I told you, I'm sure a lot of you know what this from, right? And then we just go back to it. Just prove myself. Okay, this one word, yes, eccentric. I was like, yeah, eccentric. So eccentric, they will say off center, which was not correct. Okay, crazy, right? Like, that's like eccentric. So off center. So it makes sense. Okay, egocentric means you blow up. You put yourself in the center, then you blow yourself up. So egocentric. So this is a good way that you can actually prove yourself as well that you're right. By the way, I found out first before I know. Okay, so how do I start teaching? I already said the first part. Start creating your own list of prefixes and suffixes. You got space in class, you can just put it on the notice board. Okay, use subject-specific vocab. Like what I say, prefix-based word, suffix. Okay, so now it also becomes a habit. So when I ask about prefix, I go prefix. What's a prefix? What's a prefix? I always do hand gesture. Okay, word ending. Okay, now use the word ending. Word ending is very confusing. I am also thinking of using that as well. What is the word ending? Actually, I wanted the word ending to be cat, right? So it's t. But they don't know that S is a suffix, so they'll tell you s. No, the main word, what is the last sound of the main word? So it's very ambiguous. So like the word ending, all that's very ambiguous. So you always say the base word. Ask first, you know the base word you can't sound. Oh yeah, I know, okay. What's the last sound, the final sound? Something like that, okay? And the inquiry is about finding the base. Now the first question that you always ask yourself is, what's the base? What other words can I find that have a base that looks like this one? Then you start investigating. And quickest way. Don't ask them to go and find dictionary or waste time. If there's a word that they don't know, right, you have to address it on the spot. Because what's your objective of your lesson plan? Check dictionary. It's to what? It's to teach them how to identify prefix, base, and suffix. So don't go and tell them that, oh, you want to check the dictionary. It's like you are not focusing on what your objective of your lesson. Okay, so straight away they ask, so what is the word? Passionate. So I run the word passionate. Passionate? What's the word passionate? Oh, passionate. Passionate means you like something very, very much. You know, you're passionate about football. When you put a sentence in, put a word in the sentence, it's the fastest way to get a kid to learn a new word. Okay, now I'm starting to share with you. So this is called word bank. Okay, you can do this with the other kids as well. They can just say the word. So okay, the word play. What other words of play have you ever seen that the word play in it? Then they'll say, oh, Play-Doh, playtime. So you write it all down. Okay? Don't have to get into technical. Just get them to brainstorm words. Okay, it could be you giving them the meaning and then they have to guess. So football, player, give it down. This is called word bank. And if they come up with words that not actually there, not actually related to play, then you put it outside. Okay. It's called word bank. This is called structure analysis. And what I did just now beyond the word so you get them to identify very big topics. This one's better for 5 to 6 minutes. This one is the one that I'm telling you. Word sort. This one is, you can do this. So word sort should come up with all the words as you can see. The word puddle was also added because some children relate the word puddle to rain. So they will say the meaning is related to the word rain. Then you say, oh, okay, you're right. Rain has puddle, so the meaning is related. But it doesn't look like the word rain, right? Even the word wet. This is interesting as well. When I did the word love, I put the word love. They put it into the seminar. Yeah, right, love. Put a G glove. So we put it in. So like, so what does love mean? Okay. It looks like it's love. So straight away okay, so word sort. Let's do another example of word grab. Okay, this is how it's quite interesting. You might want to try it out. You know, we always teach so many sounds, but we want to explicitly show them how what we teach apply to their reading. So I had this word: the policeman pursued a thief who stole my lost purse. From this short sentence, I can show them the 5 different things the E can do. Remember we say letters can do a lot of things. Can be this, can say that. The letter must multitask. Look at the E here. The first one. What does the E do? Succeed. So the E makes a C say one task. Pursuit. Okay, maybe pursuit. So UE, right? What does the E do? The E join with the U to make a vowel team that says U and U. Okay. Also E. So it makes a past sentence. Same thing here. What does the E do in IE? You see again. What do you do? It makes the vowel team I and E. So we tell them, you're like, the dots are the number of sounds. So I will like put E, so they know it's 3 sounds. Cool. Okay, you learn cool already. So cool. See the letter O. We learn that it's off. We learn that it's O. Look at that. On its own. Like an open syllable. It doesn't say O. What does it do? Say O. See? Do what? They have another task again. So busy on the letters. They can ask. There's a letter O here. Do what? So O right here. The Y here. You learn right? Y says yeah. And like, that's the Y says yeah here. And you look at the vowel. Yeah, I. See, little Y. So way you say I. So lost my purse. Okay, this one. Okay, so how do we tell students with the E doesn't make a sound? Like with purse or rejoice. When there is an E behind an S, can't think of one now. Let's go to the word purse. There's this rule that I've learned from Peter Bowers, my guru. He always says that no word is supposed to look like a plural when it's not. No word is supposed to look like a plural when it's not. So the word purse here, we can stop here. We can stop here, then we will say, is it the cat purse? No? So we're like, okay, this word is a purse and it is a word on its own. So no word is supposed to look like a plural when it's not. So you have to add the silent so that when we read, we don't get confused. That especially those who doesn't know, like the language is not really there, right? They might think this is a plural or something, because it must be something else. They won't know that it's a purse. Okay, so let's move. Okay, so I'm ending now. So now, just finish up what we're doing now is that the first few years of formal schooling, we focus a lot on phonics and visual memory, like sight words and all that. Okay, so we predominantly tell them that one letter is one sound. Okay, and the rest that we cannot explain, we say tricky words, high tricky words, get them to memorize. Okay, so and then we only really teach criticism and synthesis at a much lower level. So what I'm proposing is that things like morphology can be integrated as early as P1, P2. Once they know some words, they can read basic sentences. We can tell them, but we don't have to overwhelm them, like the do activity. That was very good. That's like it will also explain why we spell VOES does, right? Because ES is added when the verb is a singular, right? It's like wishes. She wishes she was richer. Right? So we just say, okay, do is for plural and does is for singular. So we add it. So you can explain a lot of things that sight words does that they might be confused. And some of them will spell VOSE. Why do you always spell VOSE? Okay. Yeah, so I hope that I managed to give you all more background on what morphology is and how you can integrate it into a lesson. So if one thing you can take back today, do remember to use subject-specific word. It really helps. And the hand gestures really help. Today, my student, whenever I say base word prefix, she will just copy me. Prefix. I say, what's a prefix actually? The student can also do on their own, but you say that. Prefix, reaction. So you should phrase that. But when you do to the student, of course, you go according to their vision. Okay, so reaction. Okay, so 2 things I want you to take back today is use subject-specific words and don't undermine the hands gesture.